And we are back. I literally got in home. I just I put everything down, joined with the dust of Poland with me. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Fullstack for Noobs, episode number 14.
Number 14.
I'm
It's going to be
Sally.
14 already, Sally.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
insane, right? Like when we started this off, we were more naive. We were thinking we would be done by now. We
I
were
had a full
thinking
set of hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 5 years old, and now look at us. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sally. I work as a developer advocate at AWS, and alongside me I have Rick.
Hello, everyone.
My good friend, my partner in crime here.
Yes, on Fullstack for Noobs, the series where we are going through and showing you how you can use agentic AI coding tools. So we're using Kiro IDE to build a full stack application. Specifically, Sally, what are we building? We are building a quiz called the Kiro Developer Quest, or the Kiro Quest, which hopefully you will see if you attend an AWS event. They've got a booth. We're hoping to make this available for everyone to play and use. So where have we got to so far? So episode 14. The first few episodes were all focused around what we're going to build. Then we focused on building the front end, a beautiful front end, which was an adventure in itself. Okay. And then we switched to the back end, creating the APIs, the data models. And once we got that into a position, it was pretty nice. We reverted back to the front end, and the last two episodes we've been stitching it together, and we got to a bit of a cliffhanger last episode, in episode 13, where we had created an issues log of all the things we found, and we were getting Kiro to work individually through all of those. And I introduced Sally to Playwright, the MCP server that brings up a browser and allows your agentic AI coding tools to effectively do all the work for you, right? In front of your very eyes. And it was a thing of beauty. And we kind of left it on a bit of a cliffhanger because there was 3 more issues left to do, right? And so, Sally, I guess what everyone wants to know is,
what was the issue?
Did Kiro manage to finish the remaining issues?
As you all know, and as we promised, we never do something. It really itched my brain and everything to fix this problem, but as I say, we never touch the code base. So where we left off was kind of crazy. What we did was actually allowing Playwright to test, but it was turning the testing into a vicious circle. So we had to fix that. To fix that, normally what it was doing was it was trying to move forward, but it couldn't because it was touching or selecting the same tile all the time. So we will do one thing. We would just start off by saying that, like last time when we were trying, when we fixed it, we were trying to fix the issue, the test didn't run properly because it was staying in the same position. And we will say, make sure you go through the board to verify your last contribution. From our perspective, it's been 2 days, but for Kiro perspective, it was not. So it would remember.
This has been frozen in time.
Exactly. It will probably remember it better than we do. All right. So here's what I will do. Verify your last implementation by running the Playwright test again. Last time you tried to run it, it was stuck in the same tile over and over again. Make sure that you instruct Playwright to move through the full board to verify the solution. So this is where we are at.
So,
This
so, so
is
Sally,
yeah.
what we've done there? Because I see we've still got 2 issues outstanding. So, are we saying that we're switching now from fixing the outstanding issues to now doing this?
No, because we didn't verify the last
Ah,
completed issue yet. Like even though it
oh, I
completed
see.
it because it was in a like endless loop,
Right.
infinite
And which was
loop.
the last issue? Remind me. Which was the last issue?
I think it was right now the question types are grouped together through the board.
Okay.
So
Right.
we need to make sure we have 40%
Okay.
coding, 40% multiple choice, and 20%
So it's a
general
case. It's
knowledge.
a case of Kiro's said it's done its homework, but
Exactly.
we've not checked it, right? So naughty, naughty.
Yeah, like from its perspective, it said, "Hey, like I go through and I see this issue." So for
But this is a
and
serious point, right? Because this is
yes,
actually
yes,
this is a very common thing that happens with
yeah.
agentic AI is that you've got to check, you've got to put safeguards in place to verify and validate when something has been done, because you can't guarantee necessarily it has been done, right? So it is an
But this is
important
also a
point.
big problem in UI testing automations as well. So I think we could cover an important topic here too. So
Yeah.
when you have UI elements, generally you don't care much about the specific identifications of it because from your perspective, the values that they carry or show are the values that actually are meaningful to you. However, from the perspective of a machine, they are nothing but a bunch of pixels. So
Right.
that's why for each component or element, you are supposed to give some identification. It can be a number, it can be a UUID or anything at all
Right.
to make sure that, for example, by accident, what if you have the same question in 2 times? What will happen? Do you want your system to fall apart or do you want your system to work properly? And this is where we are at. So this is why it's not working. If it's not going to work, we will like take the gear on our own hands and maybe test it ourselves before we move forward, because I want to make sure we are moving forward
Okay. So
with the
what we're
right
doing is we are
solution.
so basically the goal of this is to verify the fact that actually questions are no longer grouped together and they're spread through the board. Okay, so let's see.
Exactly.
And before we start, do we have your AWS credentials all set up, ready to go, and just in case we need them and all that kind of stuff?
Everything is done. We are
Ready
good.
to
I
go. We are
think
good to go.
only
We
thing
are.
that I need to do is to click and see what happens.
And watch Playwright
I love Playwright so
emerge.
much.
It's so good,
I
isn't
love
it?
Playwright so much. I like it's very expensive though. It's insane on
What
your
on token
context window.
on tokens? You mean?
Yeah. In context window perspective, sorry. Like
Oh, that's
it
interesting.
takes so much. Yeah.
So you know what? That's some. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's not something I paid attention to.
Yeah.
I think I've been blinded by the magic of it. I've just thought, wow, this I
Yeah.
can't believe this works.
Yeah.
But
It
that is
is
a good
great.
point. And here we go. This browser window that you're seeing is
Yeah.
not actually being managed by Sally. It's actually being managed by. Oh, did we start the services? Do we start the application?
No.
Ah,
I'm just curious if it's going to start it though. Let's
yeah.
see. Both
Both
services
servers
are
are
down.
down. Let's
Yeah.
restart them. You
Yeah.
know,
Good boy.
this agentic AI, and yesterday I was at Meetup in London, the agentic AI London Meetup, and I always hear these stories that as agentic AI systems and the LLMs behind them get better and better, they work around so many walls you put in front of them, right? So even if
But
it starts saying, oh, it doesn't work, it will try and analyze the situation, get situational awareness, and then think, right, okay, I need to do stuff, right? And so in
yeah.
this instance, it's made the right conclusion, right? Start the servers.
One thing is again, I like people might be asking, why is it surprised that it is not working and it just assumes it's running? The reason is when we last left, it was running and I
That's right.
manually turned it off because why should I let it run when like for 2 days when I don't need it at all?
So we've lost the browser, but that's okay because it's in the background, I'm assuming. So
yes, it is over here, but let's see it.
okay, so I'm on the game board. I can see 5 unlocked tiles. Yep, that's good.
So it understands the structure, apparently. It understands everything. So I'm very excited.
And Sally, this is from a. I mean, we mentioned we restarted from scratch, But the context window doesn't look like it's empty, right? So it looks like there's still stuff going through there, but
you can see that,
it's doing
it is
stuff.
moving forward. I told.
Yeah, look at that.
You have to talk to it. Yesterday, I was telling people. Look, folks, you have like AI is as smart as you make them to be. All right. If you don't tell them what to do, they are not smart enough to do what they are
But
supposed to do.
were you paying attention to whether the questions were all grouped though? That's the thing I wasn't sure about.
I mean, I think that's a great thing. I don't know.
Let's do.
I don't know.
Well, now the game's up. If you click on start a game, we could try, couldn't we? We could
Yeah.
actually see. We could actually see if doing some manual testing, right? Let's
Yeah,
do some manual testing and see what happens.
Yeah. I will wait for a moment until this is done because now it is doing like git diff
It's
and
doing all these, but we'll need the game code again, won't we? So I'm not sure if you got that in your clipboard because before you had that one ready to go.
we have it already here. It can do whatever it needs to do. We can go to engine instance.
That's the one.
You just
well done. It's there still.
You ask it and you shall receive it, man.
Okay, jolly good. That's jolly good. Oh, actually, yeah, we put it in the
Wait, it actually completed. Oh my god, it was actually for these 2 pages, not for.
That's what I see. That's what that's what I was concerned about. That it's actually just jumped the gun. So when the game finishes, so actually, so it's gone through all the issues now, right? So both issues are done.
We are done. So we can actually manually test it. Yeah.
Let's go through a manual test then. Let's see if we like what we see. So bearing in mind, so folks who are joining us who didn't see the last episode, Sally and me, we went through a manual run, and as we were going through, we were picking up issues, finding issues that you should be doing as part of your testing, right? We recorded those in the issues log. There was, I think, 11 or 12 of them, and then we used Playwright to work through together with Kiro to fix them. So now that Kiro's fixed them all, when we go through this, we should, with the luck. I like the player name. Right, this is good.
All right, so we have like medium, hard. So I will just click on every question. We want to make sure.
Yep.
We have
multiple choice.
Multiple choice. We have
general knowledge.
General knowledge, exactly. We have.
This is looking good, Sally. This is looking good.
Let's see. We have another multiple choice.
We have a question. So, what Mac are you using for all these tools? Mine starts getting laggy when I run several things at the same time. So that's Salah Al Baik. I hope I said your name right there. Sally, what's your spec of your machine?
I use. Let me show. Like I don't have a very young, very not young, very new machine. I have Apple M1 Max with 64 gigabytes.
Whoa, you got 64 gigs of memory.
Yeah. That helps. That helps. I can't lie. That helps.
Don't share that, Sally. Don't share that because you might lose your laptop.
No.
No, I'm joking.
No,
I think that's a pretty decent spec. I think that's a pretty. I mean, I've got 32, and I'm doing well, right? But But so like, I've got a couple of machines that are running 8 and 16. So and the 16 one definitely runs okay. 8 one, I think, that struggles a little bit, especially when you're using Playwright and some of these other MCP servers that bring up processes. Then it can feel a bit sluggish. So share what spec machine you've got though, Salah, in the comments.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, he is one of my students from last semester. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to do the challenge?
Let's do the challenge.
Challenge yourself. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's hold is Kira support for integrating external tools with APIs with ACH, and I think that's going to be C.
I concur. Okay, it's correct. So we can have a hard or
let's do hard. Let's do hard, man. Let's go hard.
Which AWS service allows you to run containers without managing servers or clusters?
Oh, one of my favorite services, AWS Fargate. Fargate?
It has one of the coolest names as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not Fargate, it's Fargate.
Yeah. So we have easy, medium, and easy.
Let's do medium.
All right. So Which AWS service is used to run serverless functions? Okay,
Oh,
this
that's a
was,
medium question. You think that? I think that's actually quite an easy question to me.
yeah, I
But
think
I
we
think
can
that
still fine
yeah, we can.
tune
We
our
need to fine tune
questions.
those, right?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I want to see other type of question as well. We see many multiple choice questions. Okay, we have one, but let me pass that. Maybe here. That's interesting. It's like 40%, 40%, 2020. So like let's take a different route because we want to see it in action, right? Like what is this trans agents SDK and what approach does it take to build an agents?
Oh. Okay. Okay. So, what is the Strands?
Are you happy with the questions? Difficulty now?
Well, it's an easy one, but I'm just trying to think about the words. So let's say, for example, it's
Yeah.
an open source framework for building agentic applications.
Yeah. Framework to build agentic apps.
I'm not sure we're actually really answering the question though, because it says, "What is it, and what approach does it take?" Oh,
Okay.
what
It was
happened?
wrong. Yeah, no, it was easy. Yeah, actually it actually accepted our answer.
Did it? But we didn't.
Yeah.
We did. Okay. So
We need to check the answer. Oh no. Okay. See, it keeps the state.
state.
You
It keeps a
see?
state. So that's one.
Yeah,
That's
I
one.
went right. Yeah,
Okay. Right. So,
I'm
but
happy.
but 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 if you go back to that question, does it answer you back to? Can you click on that question? You can't. Can you? You can't. Oh, it
No, I
does.
can. Yeah, we can. So this is it. Like I think this is a bug. If it's answered, it should keep the uh, previous answer.
So
If
I think
there's-
that so we shouldn't allow players to play the same question twice.
Okay.
Once the question's once a question has been answered correctly, that tile should be locked out and not be playable anymore.
Tile should be locked and should not be playable
Otherwise,
anymore.
I guess we could run into a recursion where some player
Yeah.
just keeps answering the question, getting lots of points, right?
No, 100%, 100%. And also, once a question is answered correctly, no, not just answered, make sure to keep the answer and show that.
It was either correct or incorrect.
I think no. I think it's not about that, but it's actually when I click on this one, I want to see what I have written. I don't remember it, and I want to
okay.
know.
So
Yeah,
you want to keep but that's only for answered questions, right? For any answered questions,
Yeah.
maintain the response from the player.
yeah. Make sure to maintain the answer from the player.
Yeah.
All right. So we have this.
Okay.
Let's carry on.
Yeah. Let's
For
carry on.
example, let's take this one. Like which AWS
Hey,
service
wait,
provides-
well, go back to that question. Go back to that question.
This one. This one. All right. Come on.
Where did
We
this come
know
from?
this. Yeah, this is the general one that we talked about, the popular culture one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I mean, this is not going to end up in the Cure quest anyway, right?
Well, who knows? Who knows, Ali?
Yeah. I mean, this question, I don't think that we can afford it. But I will, you know what? I will tell next time to add a question about David Bowie. He is one of my favorite. I would say people.
You should have answered David Bowie and see what happens.
Let me see. It says incorrect answer.
Wait, so the game board. Okay. So
Well, it didn't update the game board. Yeah, but it's okay.
But when you answer correctly, it just returns you straight back to the. So
Yeah.
return. So do we think that maybe we should give some visual cue that the player got the question right?
Yeah. When a question is answered correctly, make sure to give a visual cue or indicator that they answered correctly.
Maybe also in brackets in a similar way to how you you currently do the incorrect questions, so that it kind of follows the same kind of like theme.
Okay. Then we can say that like make sure to show dialogue like the incorrect answer dialogue We should show a dialogue. Okay, I will rewrite it again. Make sure to show a dialogue when uh, you can. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
We can
you
refine that.
can use the
Yeah.
incorrect answer dialogue as reference.
Yeah. Yep.
By the way, folks, you right now what we are doing is I just want to give take a pause and say that like right now we are actually doing QA and like manual QA to fix our problems through AI. So this is another practice that you can use also in your day-to-day workflow as well. That like you can implement something, you can take the feature, you can test it in detail because it is one of the best ways that you can do. You can document it and let AI write tests for your tests, or you can do what we do. We do manual testing at the issues one by one, and we'll tell AI to build it again.
It is what we are doing now. We are being the QA agents for the AI agents.
Yeah, we work for AI now. So anyway, which 1980s movie features a teenager going back to 1955?
Oh yes.
Wait, I will show you something.
Oh, you got some exclusive Back to the Future DeLorean swag, right?
Not swag, but I'm a huge fan. I have the Lego that I got
Oh,
recently,
nice.
and I have this. I
Oh,
will.
man, that
I will
is a
hang.
thing of
I will.
beauty.
Yeah, I will hang it
Wow.
later. I'm very. So this was my question.
Nice. Like it, man. Like it.
All right. So in Kiro, what are steering files used for?
B. I go for B.
B. Yes.
Every time.
Nice. And let's go with medium. What is the default provider for trans agents? Ooh, I wonder what it is.
Yes, I wonder what it is too.
And let's go with the hard one to finish it off. Oh,
Bob Geldof and famine in Africa.
What was the name?
What was the Live Aid concert of 1985 and who organised? Oh, so Bob Geldof. Bob Geldof organised it, and Midjure actually. So the two of them. So it'll be interesting. GE.
Yeah, GE.
L.
DOF.
That's it. OF. That's it. Well, I think it's only one F actually.
Okay.
And interestingly, he lives about 10 minutes from here, from where I am.
Really?
He's one of our local celebrities. Yeah. So we do see him quite a bit. And he always looks like a complete mess. Sorry, Bob, Sir Bob, if you're listening.
We love you. We appreciate
you. We love you, man. We love you. Oh, actually, wait. It's done it. It's done the QR code for take the survey and generate the badge. Wow, that's awesome.
The badge as well, by the way. Like that's another thing that we can do, you know?
Yeah, we can do that. But I mean, we got the placeholders there now, right? That's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome.
So when I click on continue, you can see that it takes me back. One thing that I want to test is when I go back, see it creates a fresh game.
A fresh session, yeah.
Exactly.
Fresh session. It's very easy for me to say that. Session.
Yeah. Session. It's hard.
Hard. I don't know why, but my mouth is sore today. I think I must have bit my tongue. And so when the word session, it comes out session. Let's not.
It's like Sean Connery.
No sure words are allowed. Okay. Yeah. So you can't say session or sausages.
Use it for your Sean Connery impersonation, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true. Right. Okay. So we got some new challenges, right? But you did mention a few things there, okay? Right, but they're not issues, right? So the QR code and the badge integration we can do as a feature, not as an issue.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think Sally, that first run. I didn't see many coding questions though, but then we were kind of like avoiding them, weren't we? So that was the only thing I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether we got the balance of coding questions right.
I will write it as an issue to make sure it tests through, because one thing that what we did was we did like 40 20%, and 40% should be coding.
And it didn't feel like that definitely didn't feel
exactly.
So maybe what we can say is validate that there are 40% coding questions during when a board state is initialized, right?
Yeah. Here's a funny thing. Like in Turkish language, we say %40, not 40%.
Yeah.
So it's always confusing to me. 40% for the
And whilst you're doing that,
percent.
so you got an 8 gig M1, nice machine.
Yeah.
It gets laggy when I run a Linux VM together with. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things you can do is I'm not sure what virtual manager you're using on your Mac, but you can normally max out the maximum memory it can use. And for Linux can run quite lean, so maybe dial that down to maybe 2 gigs. And see if that helps with lagginess. That's what I do. If I'm running tight, I basically dial down the VM memory allocation. Because typically I'm just running headless on a VM anyway. So give that a go and see if that helps. Right. So
Right.
Sally, are we now going to round 2 of QA and pay right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Right.
So I'm not going to even create a new chat. I will just say I added new items to
So
issues.
okay. So I know you're not going to do this, but hover over the context donut.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's the official name. It's what it's called, but 51%. I think we need to clear the context so we can show folks that we could start a new tab, or we can use /clear.
Yeah, /clear didn't work here. That's
Didn't it? Is /clear gone? I know.
But I think /clear was on CLI, but was it here as well?
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's right. Maybe there is no such thing as. Okay, so new tab it is then.
Yeah. So /clear is this one.
Yeah.
Done. And the new items to the issues empty.
Yeah. Of course, Sally, if you use maybe a different model, maybe the context might be, if you left your beloved Opus behind and went to auto, you might find joy in all that loveliness of free context.
Why? No.
Well, this is true. I know. I mean, I can see that you have a lot of comfort in Opus, and I think a lot of people do. A lot of people love Opus for good reason, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it actually. Like today, I was talking to a few friends of mine, and one of them said like with 4.5 Opus, things has changed a lot.
Right.
So like even for many big like companies, they actually care about AI because of its strength after it happened later on.
Yeah, and obviously, I think the last couple of weeks as well has been a surge of people moving off OpenAI onto Anthropic models because of politics and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a big theme yesterday at the meetup. How people are. I mean, when asked what model providers everyone was used, I would say about 90% were Anthropic. The rest were OpenAI. Models. Although we did have the Mistral guy there, right? So obviously I felt sorry for him.
I mean, maybe he is looking for something new. Maybe something fun.
I've not. I mean, I've heard good things about Mistral models, but I've not used them, so I can't really comment. So if you're using Mistral models, then let us know what you think about them.
Yeah, one of my students actually built their projects with Mistral models back then, and they were very happy. They were very happy with everything that they were able to do. And we are running a marathon with them as well, right? Like all
that's right,
the world right now.
Which is really cool. Yeah. I mean, I for local models I use Qwen pretty much now exclusively. But finding MLX optimized models for that work on Apple Silicon for the latest version, I'm struggling. So if anyone knows of a 3.5 Qwen for MLX that I can run on Mac native Silicon, then just drop me a DM in LinkedIn or something because I'm looking. I can't find them, but I've been experimenting a lot with text to speech. So I get doing things like voice cloning and all that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
I have a question to you. Is it called Quen or Quinn?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I do not know. That's a good
I
question.
I, I have no. I'm not
For
a native
me,
speaker or something.
I call
Like
it
I thought
Quen,
it was like Quinn, like the Quinn.
but for me, Quinn would be UIN, right?
Yeah,
So, but for me, Quen is because it's an E there. So, but
yeah,
again, I don't know what is it? You know,
yeah,
is it AMI or Amy, right? Is it SQL or SQL?
yeah,
You know, so
yeah,
folks,
yeah,
if you've got a strong opinion on whether it's Quen or Quinn, then let us know. Or maybe it's neither. Maybe we both got it wrong, Cassie.
yeah. Maybe it's like Q wine or something. You never know.
Well, yeah, Q actually it could be, couldn't it? QN, right?
Yeah.
But
Maybe it was a diss to Amazon Qdo, but they were like QN, like,
yeah,
oh, that was a terrible joke. Sorry,
I mean, I think,
sorry,
yeah, I think,
sorry.
I think that could be a stretch.
Yeah,
I mean, Quen has been out for a while, actually. I remember
yeah,
using it at version 2.0 on my Mac.
yeah,
And again, I think I like running the models locally, but the problem is that my Mac, even though it's got 32 gig memory, just doesn't have enough oomph memory wise
okay.
to run it. So where how far are we getting? It's
So right now it tests each tile, answers the question, and make sure. Like, sorry, right now we are in the first task. The first task is we answer, we go back, we come back and check if the answer is there.
oh, okay,
This
right.
is
So
the
it's
first
doing that.
question.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
I'm thinking to get a Mac Mini as well. Right now, I'm in the process of building my second brain because my first brain is half.
Your second
But
brain. Is that what
yeah,
you call it? Is that so? You're talking about open claw, are you? Are you're going to run an open claw setup in your local machine?
yes, but like for automating a lot of things in my personal life as well as like work as well, because like it's I've seen a friend of mine doing it and I'm just jealous. It's not because like I'm an AI wizard or something, and I'm like a friend of mine did a crazy good job, and I was like, you know what, like I should be able to do that as well.
Yeah. So I'm tempted, but the one issue I've got, okay, is the
Yeah,
financial denial of service kind of issue, right? Whereby you may end up, you know, if you're using like an Anthropic or OpenAI model,
yeah,
literally to burn through millions of tokens, right? So I I I haven't tried it yet for that reason. I mean,
yeah,
I don't really have enough power on a machine to run it decently with a local model, right? So that's the thing that's stopping me at the moment doing
yeah.
it.
Uh, true, true. I mean, for me, I think with the Mac Mini, I think you can do a lot still.
2.5 grand
But
for a 64 gig GPU Mac Mini. You know, it's a bit too
or
pricey.
light sale, you know, or light
Well,
sale.
I mean that. So I have experimented with running these models on big CPUs, big
Yeah,
memory, and actually they work. They work pretty well. Actually, I've got to say they do work
yeah.
pretty well. So is it
This one, and it says it's done. It like tell me if it's done, and it is done. I cannot click on it,
okay? Good.
so I can say this is good. So
Excellent.
we can continue.
Excellent. Yes.
So it will mark it as completed and move to the next one now.
Yeah, which is what we want. Okay.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I just realized there is also something we need to add, right? We
Yeah.
do need the ability to, because what can happen, okay,
Yeah.
if you can't click on another tile,
Yeah.
the player can get stuck in a dead end, right? Potentially. I'm trying to think of this. Can they get stuck in a dead end? Well, actually, they used to be. Maybe not. So I think when I was doing my first POC, I got in a situation where, as I was navigating around, I ended up going into a So actually, no. I think now with the layout we've got now, I think that doesn't happen with the 4 or 5. I think that's how I got around it. Is that before the tile numbers were all equal, and now because we've got the 4 or 5 structure, it's impossible to get into a situation where you end up being in a dead end. So we don't need a effectively an exit game or reset tile position type thing. So
If you say so. If you say so, I
yeah,
believe that.
I think we're okay now. So I'm just visualizing it on the board, right? So if
Yeah.
you start, if let's say for example you start doing question
Yeah.
and you get it wrong, if you get it wrong, you can still do the same tile, can't you? So
Yeah.
and if you carry on getting it right,
Yeah.
then I can't see how. I think the actually, yeah, I can't see how you could lock yourself in now, and because if you did that, then yeah. So I think we're okay. I think we're okay, Sally.
No,
I mean,
I think right now we enforce people to answer questions. Like we do not lock them out if the answer is wrong, right?
yeah,
So
that's
if
right.
it's like foundation model, blah blah. If I select, for example, comprehend, it's a wrong answer, right? And
Yeah,
we are not locking this. It is here,
yeah,
so they
yeah,
cannot be locked out from answering questions. So it
yeah,
should be
yeah,
fine. Because for us, the important point is like in a defined time period, they should be able to answer questions.
yeah.
And that
Whilst
is
it's
the most
doing this,
important one.
Sally,
Yeah.
if you on the browser that's showing, okay, if you click on the plus to open up a new window,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Yeah, and select the game engine, which is on port, is it 5001? I think localhost port
Yeah.
5001.
001, right?
Yeah, port 5001. I think it's on.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
That's right.
5001. Yes.
So we should start seeing some stats on the questions now, shouldn't we? So we got correct one,
Yeah.
incorrect. So we've got, but I could see. I'm
So
just
we
looking.
have correct one here.
Yeah.
And what was the incorrect question? It was about foundation models. See,
Yeah.
incorrect one
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
answered incorrectly. Yeah, we have some like in Kiro what our hooks used for this was from before, but we also answered the question about stream files,
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
here.
Okay. So we've got the data there, which is
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah.
as we you know, wait for Kiro to kind of like finish going through these, let's talk about hosting of this, Sally. Right,
Yes.
because we're getting close to getting a finishing application, and what we want to do is we want to let people actually try this, right? And
Yeah.
you know, maybe even right,
Yeah.
leave the question editor open so people can submit questions, their own questions, right? Because that will be pretty cool, wouldn't it? You know, letting the AWS community or the Kira community be able to add some questions that we could then, you know, use
With a guardrail, right? With a like they should have an access code or they should be able to be invited through their email. I'm
so
sorry, but like
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
going
but
to let people create
okay, but
questions.
here's the thing, Sally, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when we created the prompt
Yeah.
for the question, that it's got things like profanity filters built in. So
Yeah.
but we'd have to check that, right? But if not,
Yeah.
we could build that in, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, right, we could make it so that anyone could add a question, or we provide maybe a new level of access, right, which is
Yeah.
a question contributor, and all they can
Yeah.
do is add a question, maybe edit their own question as well, right?
Yeah.
And then that comes into like a kind of like a holding view, right,
Yeah.
where we can then view and then, you know, then promote them and all that kind of stuff. So that could be something that we could do, right? But
Yeah.
it would be really great to be able to create a mechanism that we could you know, integrate
Yeah.
community questions. And I think that this is where, you know, these tools really shine, because ordinarily we might think about that thing, oh yeah, it's a good idea, but it might take us a couple of days to do. Now
Yeah.
we can talk about it, implement it in about half an hour, and then
Yeah.
try it, right? So
Yeah, we have mentioned this, but I want to mention this again. Like this is the 14th episode, and in an average, we had 1 to 1.5 hours. Let's say like 75 minutes in average of live stream so far. And from that average, we built this app for backend and front end, meaning that for 75 times 14 is like 750, 1050 minutes, which is 17 and a half hours, roughly a bit higher than 2 day work, 2 working days. In 2 working days plus 1 hour, we were able to build everything: admin panel, front end, and back end. So the speed of it can be hard to comprehend sometimes to the people, because they might be seeing, it's like 14 episode and so on and so forth, but like it's a 14 episode of constant building and constant conversations as well. Like we have been talking a lot on what do we do, what we are
Yeah,
moving
I
forward
would
with and
say that
everything.
we could probably round it down to 16 episodes of, I would
Yeah.
say, 45 minutes pure vibing, right?
Yes.
So that I think the numbers when you look at it like that, okay,
Yeah.
that's 630 minutes, all
Yeah.
right, which is 10 hours, 10 hours
Yeah.
work, 1.5 days
Yeah.
of real activity. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's done. It's gone through the second question, second issue, is it?
Yeah. You're right. Now we are in the second issue.
It looks like it's finishing it, is it?
Is it testing this? No, it's not testing right now. It's just checking the code. It like this is the issue about maintaining the answer per file,
Oh,
like
state,
the
yeah, I got you.
entire. So in case you answer a question wrong, and I mean like at least I have that, and I'm sure some people has it as well. Sometimes you forget what we have written. So
Well,
it's
exactly,
like
yeah.
if an answer is wrong, it's like we shouldn't punish people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yet.
And this is a actually, sorry, I'm also thinking about the original idea. Okay,
Yeah.
we had the idea to put multipliers on tiles, so you could click on a multiplier.
Yeah.
We haven't tested that, have we? We haven't.
No.
And I'm not even sure we've implemented it as well. We had the idea of having these like cool randomized features on tiles that allow to do different things. So I mean, I don't think we should do them now. Let's get the core game. But what we can do is once we've got the basic solid game, we can think about how we host it, and then we can think about the SDLC, right? How are we then going to build something that allows us to create features and roll them out in a nice managed, controlled way?
Yeah, we can host, like hosting is a big topic. Plus, of course, CI/CD pipeline is another big topic. AWS has a lot of options to host it, as well as many great options as well. One of the most common one is, for example, GitHub Actions at the end, right? And I would like to see.
But let's break it down. I mean, we can have a quick talk about it whilst waiting this. So, we've also got the front end, Sally. Okay, we've got the front end, which is speaking to APIs in the back end. The back end itself has got a number of components, right? It's got state, which is managed in a local database at the moment, but that doesn't have to be a local database. It could be maybe an RDS Postgres database. I guess the biggest kind of piece of the back end is the evaluation engine, right? Which requires containers. Now we run them locally, right? But maybe we could run those as Fargate containers, right? Long running Fargate containers. But we know, we already said that latency is the number one criteria. But we could try it, right? We could experiment. So that would allow us to create a nicely decoupled architecture whereby the back end is running the evaluation and handing over to a container that's remote as opposed to local. So there's lots of little angles we need to think about, from the point of view. I mean, obviously we could go old fashioned, right? We could spin up an EC2 instance and put it all there, right? But that's kind of like that doesn't do it for me these days. I mean, there's nothing wrong with VMs and EC2 instances, but that just feels wrong to me.
That's a job by itself. I want to keep it more in my level. That is why, like, no shade on VMs, no shade on EC2.
Big love,
big love, exactly. Nothing but respect. But but not my cup of tea.
Exactly, not your cup of tea. But generally, as you start to move from your coding sessions into thinking how and where you're going to deploy this, right? These are things you need to think about. And obviously, within the back end, we've got the agentic AI stuff as well, right? We've got the Strands agents and the agent core stuff. Although I think we might have removed the agent core. But we got that. We've got the Strands agent, which needs integration with Bedrock models. So these are all things we need to think about how we're hosting, and then obviously how we build that infrastructure, right? So do we use CDK? Do we use Terraform? Do we use something else? Not ClickOps. We're not doing
Yeah,
ClickOps, do we?
I was going to say, do we use CDK, or for me that's it? Like I Terraform, I don't see it eye to eye. Maybe like you should show me if it's a beautiful technology or something.
So I tell you what I found, okay, is I found
Yeah,
Terraform is, at least in my experience,
yeah,
I get, bearing in mind that I'm coming from a Java background, a Python background, right?
yeah, yeah,
Um, I don't get a lot of success with CDK and Python,
yeah,
right? And even with the MCP servers,
yeah,
but I can get almost every single time working Terraform code, right? Or OpenTofu. I mean, I prefer to use OpenTofu these days.
yeah,
So yes, I mean, they do very different things. But the other thing that I really like about OpenTofu is how quick it is, right? When I do talks, okay, events, and I'm live coding, I
yeah,
can't use CDK because it's just too slow, right?
yeah,
So I use Terraform, because by the end of my 30 minutes, I've not only built
yeah,
something with Kiro, I've deployed it onto AWS. And so that speed is also, quite handy, but for demo purposes, right? I mean, it's not
yeah,
important in real life. Not necessarily.
yeah,
I mean, I say it's not important in real life. It could be, if that's one of your non-functional requirements, okay, that you need to have build and deployment times that meet certain criteria.
yeah.
Then
I'm just trying to find a code snippet out of it, by the way, to show, like, in my opinion, how, like, it's ugly. Like it's not a
Terra-
readable. Yeah,
so
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's not a programming language though, Sally, in the
yeah,
typical
but
sense, right? Whereas
yeah,
CDK is, and that's what I like about CDK. I'm a big fan of CDK. Don't get me wrong, I love CDK, because it allows me to stay in Java, in Python, right, and
yeah,
build things, right, and that's a
yeah,
beautiful thing. So if you look at my repos of
yeah,
stuff I've done in the past, it's nearly 100% CDK, right?
yeah.
So ooh, what's going on there?
No, it's an issue. It will fix it. But here's the problem with uh, HCL though. Like for YAML and so on, for example, we know it's a markup language, and we know the structure more or less is going to rely on, let's say, the tabs and indentation and so on. HCL feels like it is. It's a complex mixture of JSON. It's a complex mixture of programming language, YAML, and everything.
Sounds like CloudFormation templates.
E- I mean, that's why I don't write CloudFormation templates as well.
Yeah, but CDK synthesizes two CloudFormation templates ultimately,
Yeah,
right?
but
So
I don't. That's the beauty
yeah,
of.
I know you don't, I know you don't, I know, and that's the beauty of CDK, right? It abstracts
Yeah,
it abstracts that. But if you're needing to, if you don't have like a level 2 or level 3 construct,
yeah,
you still need to know, right?
oh
Unfortunately,
yeah,
you still need to work with that, right? You need to
yeah.
understand. So, but I
But
think
the community is quite active in CDK. Like
it is.
generally,
It's really
there's
good.
an L2 or L3 construct to build
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I mean, and
And
also if people aren't aware, there's sites like CDK Patterns
yeah,
where people share, their reusable patterns and blueprints for
yeah,
using CDK. And I've over the years at various AWS user groups, I've bumped into loads of platform engineering teams who now standardize within their organizations as, a team wants to do X.
yeah,
If an existing CDK blueprint doesn't exist, they develop that, and that becomes part of the library, right? So another
yeah,
team wants to do the same thing, can do the same thing, right? So
yeah. They have a CDK foundation as well. Like
that's right.
so,
That,
shout out to
shout out to them.
Thorsten, Johannes, and many more folks that is involved in this. They are doing a great job.
They're doing an awesome job.
Much
Yes.
respect. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So I do feel that
Yeah.
probably CDK will be the best thing for us to use, given the
Yeah.
fact that it's a common denominator that we both love.
Yeah.
So we'll do.
And I'm okay
CDK.
to write Python with that one.
Well, no, maybe well, actually, to be fair, if you're doing CDK, I think you should
Yeah.
be using TypeScript, right? I think.
Not my words, folks. It's from him.
Yeah.
Not my words.
Yeah. I'll get the t-shirt, Sally. I'll get the t-shirt done.
Exactly. Exactly. I will get you some nice stickers when I'm in
Yeah.
London next time. I will get you some like TypeScript my only love t-shirts, you know.
So I think what we do is we figure out what we're gonna how we're gonna build this from a CDK perspective in
Yes.
TypeScript.
Yeah.
We can maybe over the next few episodes, once we get this finished, even dive into that, like how you break down into different stacks, build kind of build nested stacks within CDK, how we do all the infrastructure versus the application deployment stuff.
You
Obviously
know the ISC MCP?
is there what,
So
sorry?
there's a new MCP for this one, AWS ISC MCP.
Oh, is there?
And that has also like code samples and like
Oh,
best
perfect.
practices in it. So we can take advantage of it as well.
So I recently discovered, and I'm not sure if this is the case for all AWS MCP servers, right?
Yeah.
But in Kiro, I was like loading up a project, and I was getting this like 32,001 error. Okay. Within the MCP console saying error cannot load MCP server.
Yeah.
And unbelievably, it's because I didn't have my AWS credentials loaded, right? And that surprised me. I thought, why should I need AWS credentials to access an
for
MCP
AWS
server?
MCP?
Yeah.
For AWS, that is I think that's a feedback that we should deliver, because
I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong, because the thing is, though, I might not, I'm very strict with my AWS credentials. I use tools to do 15-minute session timeouts on limited life credentials, and then if I'm not actively using it, I have my credentials file is 0, right? It's zeroed out. So obviously, unless I'm actually doing something actively on AWS, and you could argue that if you're doing CDK stuff, you are going to be doing that, right? But during the development phase, I'm not, right? So it just felt strange. So where are we?
AWS MCP needs that because it wants to get some information safely for you. But anyway, we can go back to it. So where we are at is right now.
Is it still on the same? Is it still trying to fix the same issue? It looks like it, doesn't it?
We are in a new issue. We are in issue number 3. We are at actually.
No, it's not task. Why? It's issues log, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
We are going to show it the dialog. This is where we are
at. Okay, right.
It's a new one. Okay. So you can see that this beautiful movie.
Oh, I love Breakfast Club is one of my favorite films.
Yeah.
Huge fan. Oh. I'm a big fan of Molly Ringwald, Oh yeah, look at that great dancer. Whoa.
Yeah. Nice. It works.
That's good.
It works.
It does work, man. I had no doubts, though, I had no doubts that you would get this working.
So, I think we're in a good state. Let's wait for browser.
Because I think having that visual cue, and also plus the fact you got points earned as well, that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we haven't really looked into, that the reward and points mechanism. We probably need to spend some time tuning that a little bit, right? To make it a little bit more interesting. Things like adding a winning streak. So if you have 3 correct questions in a row, you get bonuses, that kind of thing. We definitely need to implement.
This is already doing that. As you answer right questions more, you get X's. This is a streak.
Oh, okay. We've already got that. Wow.
Yeah. But the time, for example, is not working properly.
Time remaining 15. Has it moved?
Yeah, exactly. So the point is working fine. The scoring mechanism is for easy it's 10, medium 25, and for hard tasks it's 50. And as you have more streak, you get actually a multiplier.
Yeah, so the points should start at a certain number, and then depending on how much time you've spent on the question, should come down, right?
Yeah. Exactly. So, for example, for each question, maybe we should here's a question for you though. So for each question, let's say we give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's say there are 8 questions, and for each of them we give 2 minutes, just saying randomly. When they're out of time for a single question, I will consider them considering them as unsuccessful and like finishing the game for them?
No, I hadn't thought about that. So the way that I originally thought about it, okay,
Yeah,
is that we want the game challenge in the booth to last no more than 10 minutes, let's say,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah,
15, let's say 50 minutes.
yeah.
So we give them an overall time. How they spend that's up to them, right?
Oh, right,
And
okay.
the way that we incentivize it is that any time left over, right,
Yeah,
that when they cross the finishing line,
yeah,
any time that got left over gets converted to points, right? And we have a sliding scale, so the more
yeah,
time you have left over, the more points. So, for example, if you've got 5 seconds left, it's 1 point per second. If
yeah,
it's 30 seconds, it's maybe 1.1 points per second. If it's like a minute, it's like 2 points per second. So that way you're incentivized to go
yeah,
faster, right?
yeah. Also, what if someone finishes all the questions or like goes to finish line early? Do we give them some
That's
extra
fine.
point?
No, that's so that's that. So, like I said, it's up to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
If they finish in 5 minutes, then that's great because what happens is that extra 5 minutes they've got gets converted to
yeah,
points,
yeah,
and they go higher in the leaderboard, and that frees the game up for someone else to play, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
so yeah, so the way I look at this is that when you look at the arcade games in the old 80s and 90s,
yeah,
they were driven by trying to maximize the number of coins to be inserted, right? So
yeah,
the whole mechanics of it was like we need to get the everything time boxed into like
yeah,
seconds or minutes, so that they can
yeah,
get more and more players going
yeah.
through.
Yeah, I remember like when I was how old I was, like 5 or 6 years old. I remember there was an arcade next to where my father was working at. And
Oh,
it is so
dangerous.
crazy how the world has changed now because I can think it for my son right now to go to an arcade when he is 5 alone while I work upstairs because of safety reasons, not because I'm like no gaming person. But I was going like my father was dropping me off and I was playing there like Street Fighter. I was playing there like many other games like Contra. There was many Sega games that people don't know even existed back then. And it was so insane to me that like sometimes I couldn't believe that it will if you're good it would take longer because I was always failing the game. One of my first memories is actually like playing games and like failing and feeling upset that I couldn't move forward.
We're being asked
Uh,
we're being asked to shall I proceed?
yes.
Yes. So I spent a lot of my youth during the summers. I was sent over to Spain
Yeah.
to spend it with my uncle and aunt, and they were running
Yeah.
a bar,
Yeah.
and the bar had a pool table and
Yeah.
had an arcade machine in the corner,
All
which
right.
had Donkey Kong
Yeah.
for 1 month, and then it had a
Yeah.
game called Choplifter for another month.
Yeah.
So I was given literally a bag full of coins, right, to keep me entertained, to keep me busy. But I got bored of that, and I started playing
Yeah.
pool instead. And I became so good that it was like a joke that people would like try and play me to see if they could beat me.
Really?
So
Oh,
the tip is if I offered to play a game of pool with you, right, don't accept.
yeah. Oh my God. I guess we were
But that was many
lucky that
years
we
ago,
didn't
right? That was many
play.
years ago. And
Uh,
actually, when I was traveling in Africa with some
yeah.
friends, we used to go to all the bars and we used to play on the pool tables, and the rules there, because every country has different rules, right?
Yeah.
But it's normally winner stays on. So we would stay on for literally hours on the pool
Yeah.
tables. But yeah, so misspent childhood.
Yeah. You know what? Like that's sports, okay?
Yeah,
That's a sport.
exactly, exactly. It's
I
sports.
mean, no one is going to sit down and complain about Ronnie O'Sullivan, right? So,
Well, I mean, he's got the coin. He's got the coin to show it. So we've got
yeah.
test players got 390 points. Well, this is pretty good.
All right.
So we're homing it. So is this the last issue
This
now,
is the
Si?
last one. This is the last one. Yes.
Okay, and effectively this is the one whereby we are just making sure that the balance of coding questions is correct, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. This is the one that would allow us to make sure every question is distributed properly.
Okay. Now, one thing we haven't checked actually, because I think the player name isn't a unique key, is it? I think I'm not. I might be wrong. So we can have the same people, because I think we generate a unique key using a UID or something like that. So, but that's okay because I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I think like we should take a look into it on how it is implemented and working. If I'm being honest, because I really don't want.
Well, we remember we had the concept of the leaderboard
yes.
for the event and then the global leaderboard, right? So we need to see how that piece works as well.
So it is so crazy. It even reads the console messages and so on.
Yeah.
The distribution is way off.
Oh, it is. So look, okay, right.
See?
Like the 2 runs logged. Rolling 1 coding 24%. So we were right. Right, Sally. Our instinct was correct. So, folks, again, as good as agentic AI is, and we love it, you know, there is no substitution for adding your checks, your tests.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, right, we are going to see
human founded, you know.
Human founded or otherwise, right? We are going to see a massive increase in you know, how you think about tests. In fact, actually, I think this week, actually, there was a blog post. Let me see if I can find it. That looked at actually the different levels of testing. So actually, the testing pyramid is called. So I'm going to share copy link address. So there's a great Slack group, the MLOps Slack group. So I'm going to basically
the amount of knowledge that I got from Ricardo is insane. Like
you're too kind.
Every time.
So I've shared the link. I've shared the link, Sally, in the chat. But effectively, it's a really good post actually because it talks about 6 levels of testing. And so your usual ones, which some people might be familiar with, right? Your unit tests, your system integration tests, but it also covers, you know, maybe some new ones, right? Using some really cool open source tools and projects, right? So I do think testing and how we test our code to capture edge cases like this is interesting, and it's weird because it feels a little bit like we're having to kind of like almost start from scratch. I mean, we understand the basics from the past, right? But now we have to kind of like try and reinvent what it means. And when I was just playing around with this, I actually spent a lot of time building a testing harness, right? In fact, I spent probably more time building that than typically I might have built coding a real application. And it seems because that testing harness then becomes your guardrails, right, for your agents.
Yeah. I mean, if you let the AI or agents to just run wild, they will go run wild. If you make it properly, it will actually do a proper job on implementing what needs to be implemented. So
you know what, I'm just suddenly realized, Sally, I wonder whether the reason why we're only getting a small amount of coding questions because we specified Python, right? I wonder, have we got enough Python coding questions in the question bank?
This is what it said. Like there's a logic to fall back.
Okay.
And it actually says it is fixing it right now to take more questions in case it's needed. To keep. Okay, no, it says the ratio is still off.
Look at that. There's not enough coding questions for Python. But that's great. So it's really weird how suddenly I came to that dawning thinking, but agentic AI is ahead of me again.
Yeah, we can just say.
But it's okay. So it's not an issue then. This is actually it's not an issue, right?
Issue then you can revert. No, it's not issue. Then we are good.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do we have left? Let's talk about what do we have left. So we should do properly.
So now we should do one more final round of testing, and this time everything should be working sweet, right?
Yeah. So right now, like we have everything in place. So first thing that we will do next is the admin stuff, right? The admin page to
So admin
create an
page, yeah.
event.
So that's that.
Yeah,
That's so admin page. Yes, we.
yeah.
So should that be on the front end or should it be in the back end?
I mean, admin page. I mean, we should have an admin page front end for sure, but we should also have user
Well, the
types as
APIs,
well.
the APIs are already there, right? So we don't necessarily have to do anything on from that side.
Yeah,
So I guess the question is that we wouldn't have the UI in both the front and the back end, right? Unless they did something
yeah.
very different.
No, I think we will like the front end that I see on the backend side is I see it as a demo than the product that we would give to the organizer. So we will probably create one which would match the design concepts that you created for the actual product. So it would look like this. So it's part of the branding of what we have over here. But it would be an admin page with a special password and
Yeah. Okay. So I think you're right. So we'll stick it in the front end. So
yeah,
we'll define the new prompt saying we want to have
yeah,
a new an admin page in the front end,
yeah,
and we've already got the APIs. We can point to the
yeah,
APIs, and
yeah,
then we can say what the new game UI needs to look like, right?
yeah, 100%. You know, like we can create a page that would look like the gate from the first Lord of the Rings movie for the what was the name of the caves of the dwarves?
Oh, you mean Baggins End? You mean?
No, not that one, but like the place that Gandalf said Menlo to open the door. Moria, yeah, it's the
Oh,
Moria.
Moria. Yeah, the Gates of
Yeah,
Moria.
yeah, exactly. So we can just uh, put the sign of the Moria from Lord of the Rings.
Okay. So
And yeah,
should we just go through the test first, make sure we're happy with it, and then before we go through the Gates of Moria and do the admin
yeah,
screen?
yeah. So right now it is updating the issue log and everything. Once this is done,
So we should be able to play it now, shouldn't we? Should be there, and everything should.
I think we are in a very good state right now.
So let's go for it. Let's do an end-to-end test then manually with
All
humans.
right.
Oh, actually, there's
Right.
one thing, Sally, we haven't done, right?
What?
So you know, one thing we forgot to we talk. So when you click on a question, right?
Yeah.
Click on any question. We've got the skip question dev, right?
Yeah.
Now we need to make sure that it was linked. So if you open up the question bank app in a new browser tab,
Yeah.
so yeah, and then go to configuration.
Yes.
So at the moment, we've got so it shouldn't be there. Okay, so we've got the API.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've got the API, but the front end is not respecting that. So we probably want to add an issue to fix that, don't we?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think let's go back to the issue.
You see, we always find issues. We're always finding issues.
So I would say
so in the back, so yeah, in the back end,
yeah, there's a flag to hide or show the what do we call that button? Skip question button.
Yeah, on the front. Yeah, in the front end. So let's be precise.
Yeah, the button on the front end side.
Yeah. So actually, if we go to API on the left on the browser, if we go to the API, do /API docs.
Yes, sir. API docs.
And then if we go down, we should hopefully see the configuration. It was up further up. It was at the top actually. The configuration. Yes. There we go. Look, config. Underneath, that's it there. Config key. So that's where. So /API/config key is where the and I think if you go scroll down, it actually gives you the current. Oh no, it doesn't actually say, does it? It doesn't actually give you examples.
But we didn't do tryout. Maybe that's why. Okay, we can try out to get the all configurations now. Like let's do.
Okay, yeah. Oh, we need the key first. Right. So you get the key from. If you go back to the API, so click on back, and then go to
yeah.
Back again. I'm
One
back.
more time. Yeah.
But I see
Sorry,
that. API
someone is
examples.
ringing the door constantly. I need to check. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Just
So
really, yeah.
whilst you go do that, while I'll talk about what we're gonna happen. So in the API, God, if only agentic AI would allow me to remotely control Sally's computer, that would be so cool. But we're not quite there yet. But in API examples, we will find out where we will be able to get the API token, and we'll use the API token within the Swagger UI to then authorize. So go to API examples and we copy the token.
Yeah, sorry. Like I had the I
Right.
had the most consistent delivery person in my life.
That's good.
Yes.
They're doing
Yeah.
that. They're doing good. So now you go to API docs after you've got the
Yes.
API key.
Yeah. So API docs. I'm here
That's it.
authorizing
There you
myself.
go.
Then I go
Authorize. And
back,
now
go to the
get configuration should work
configuration.
now. Yeah.
So first of all, let's try this out. Execute. You
And
can
we've
see
got,
that we have these. Nice.
yeah. So actually, so all we need to do, right, is
Yeah.
in the issue, let's tell it how to get the API
Yeah.
token. Let's tell it how to get the API, the configurations using /API/config, and then it should be able to work everything else from there, right?
Shouldn't like I think like we don't even have to like give more detail. Like for me, here's what I have in mind. Let me know if it makes sense. Like I want to say uh right I would say right now it doesn't follow it. Implement a solution that would go to /API/config endpoint to get the state and uses it.
So you got there. So what you got there, okay, is
Yeah.
the key is called show_correct_answer. No, actually, it's the wrong one. Auto pass all questions is the key. So we want to basically we want to point it to that, right? That's the key.
Yeah. Okay. Would go to the endpoint and get the value for key from the result.
Yep. Okay.
To get
Perfect.
the state and use it on the front end side. All right.
Yep. Perfect. Perfect.
So I would
Right.
just do a new chat again and say new issue.
Yeah, that's it.
to
That's
fit
it. That's it.
in.
Yep.
Bam. Then I think we are good.
Yeah. These see, this is the way forward, Sally. Issue logs are the way forward.
Yeah.
You know what? It's interesting. I've not seen. Well, maybe folks who are watching can provide us with a comment, but I've not seen any agentic tool that provides issues as the first class construct or primitive rather.
Yeah. Here's what I really like about this solutions and everything. And yesterday I advocated for this so much, by the way. Yesterday
cool.
I got so here's what I like. I think I showed you. Like in the meantime, it does it. Do you want me to showcase what I had from yesterday? It's an open source project. People can check that out.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Let me
Let's see it.
You know me, man. We love open source, don't we? Like I know you do. I do love it as well. I live for open source, no joke. And I had a Hacker News sentiment analyzer. I don't know if I told you what this is, but I can.
Yeah. I've seen this. You've showed me this before, and it's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and basically for people like me who is feeling FOMO for missing out what's going on with the Echo News stuff, what we have right now is like actually created a sentiment analyzer working as a CLI tool with strands. And for building this is the only part of the things that I have written, that I have read or watched. I did so much. And everything that you have seen here, though, like I built it by using proper AI-driven development. I created my own spec. For example, this is the first spec that I created. It is an actual spec, not a spec from like SpecKit or Kiro. And when I created everything, I also created this tasks. Maybe it looks familiar to you.
Yeah,
right?
nice.
You know, like I have my rules, and like it allowed me to explain so many concepts to the attendees. It was like perfect. Of course, we needed to do a lot of explanation on what is Kiro, steering files, and how I was directing AI to the right resources as well. I also created a nice skills file for strands as well, you know.
Oh,
And
cool!
anyway,
I might have to borrow that one from you because at the moment what I'm doing is I'm just using the MCP server, but I prefer to switch to using a skills file, right? So
yeah.
I'll definitely be borrowing that from yourself. Okay, so I
So
now
I
have a clear
say,
picture. Here's my plan. Should we
yeah,
do we want to go ahead?
yeah. The plan looks good. Like it gets the config. With the config in place, it actually uses and
Yep.
makes it part of your local state. And with
Okay.
local state in here, it just showcases your component with it, which is great.
Okay.
I would say
Um,
yes.
I was going to maybe also suggest what we do, but I don't think it's a big deal. The default
But when you
state.
say this, I feel sad. why?
No, no.
Why did you make
It's,
me start it?
it's okay, but
Why?
you know what? This is okay, Sally. I was just thinking that let's leave it.
Yeah.
The, the default state should always be not to show it, right?
Yeah.
Because just in case, for example, there's a problem with the backend or problem with the API, what we don't want to do, we don't want it to revert open, right? Because otherwise,
Yeah.
during the gameplay, maybe the backend goes down for a second. Although to be fair, if the backend goes down, then the rest of the game's not going to work anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. You know what?
don't
I
make
was
this.
going to let's reward people for breaking stuff.
Well, you know what? So people get creative. People get
Yeah.
creative. You know.
I believe that. I believe that. By the way, I want to answer a question. Yeah, I was going to answer that. So like this is a huge event with more than 50 cities all around Europe. And I will be part of it in Berlin to support the Berlin user group. We have folks in Istanbul as well. I know, Salah, you're in Istanbul. And there are many cities all around Europe. Check your local user group in case you're there. I think the registrations might be closed because it's next Tuesday. And the game day is basically a set of tasks that we give people to compete and build solutions, which is a really cool concept. So I will be there as a helper person, but I'm not going to be there as a contestant. I would lose it very bad anyway. But yeah. I don't think there's one in London though. Does it? Do we?
I
I'm
can't
not
remember.
very
To
sure.
be honest, I've participated in game days over the years. There, if you haven't been one, so I highly recommend. If you don't know what they are, then what they are effectively is that you get presented with scenarios. Okay, they're very technical, very hands-on, and then either individually or as in groups, you work together to solve these issues. So, good example, you get a scenario, you get some a console which gives you access to AWS, and it will tell you that a website is down and you've got to try and fix it, right? And then the quicker you fix it, or the better your fix, the more points you get as a leaderboard. So it's really, really exciting. A lot of good energy.
And you can't cut a ticket to your support; you have to fix it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So so for those folks who don't know what a game day is, that's what it is. They are really cool. They are running. We have the kind of the AWS community kind of runs them on a regular basis. So watch out for them. But yeah, I won't be, unfortunately, Sally, this time.
Yeah.
So it's getting there. It's and I'm just thinking we've got 10 minutes left of our stream, so we're gonna.
Oh my god! Yeah.
We're gonna be wrapping up soon, but I think we'll probably crack this last one. We'll go through a test run going backwards, go through the whole game.
Yeah.
And also it's actually is it using Playwright to actually test this out now?
Yeah, because it is part of our tasks.
Of course it is. Yes, I forgot, Sally. I should remember, man. I should remember. So also, folks, we will be at some point publishing all the source code on GitHub. The backend stuff I've already put on there. So the game engine, the question thing, and the badge, that's already up there. The front end, once we've got that all sorted out, we will do that. So I think is it actually tested it? It says the
No, it is like I think the game.
It's gone, isn't it? It's not there
yeah,
anymore,
exactly. Yeah. See, it's not here.
Yeah,
nice.
It works. Yay.
Nice. I think we did a good job. I think
I think so, man. I think this is looking strangely professional.
As if two professionals made it, right?
I know, exactly. And to be fair, we've only spent a little time doing this, so
Yeah.
you know.
By the way, you will see that it's updating it now, refreshing the page and checking it out if it's true, if it shows it then as well. So it's not just like hiding, but
It's
making
doing
sure it's
both.
done as well.
So if you scroll up
That's
now, it
what's up,
should
man.
be
That's
there,
what's
right?
up.
So if
Yeah.
you scroll up, that should be the question. Should be
No,
past.
no,
Oh,
like
it's not
it
done.
was
It's
on
not
the
done it yet.
question now. Yeah.
It's not
So
done it yet. Right. Okay. Right.
yeah. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We are doing a good job.
Yeah.
Come
Look at that.
on.
It's
Come
there
on.
again.
Come on.
Yeah, man. This is it. So you know,
Yeah.
we are absolutely
Yeah.
cooking on gas.
Yeah. You know, like when we started off, we didn't believe in ourselves, but
I
where we
believed
are now.
I believed in you all the time. You know.
Thank you very much. You are too kind. I didn't believe in myself, but that's a tiny detail that we don't talk about. But I'm really happy. I'm really happy with the result. I want to, like, before we wrap up, I want to ask you one question. We, of course, we are not at the end. We still have a few things to do. Like, it just came to my mind. What was the biggest challenge in this process, like, of building this? Like, I will tell you mine so you can understand what I mean. I
Yeah.
think this board and aligning the tiles was the biggest challenge that we had in this one. So what do you think was it? Yeah.
From the back end side, I think the biggest challenge really was getting the data model into the right state to begin with. And so what the way we worked around that in the episodes was really to like tweak it and change it. And really by writing down kind of the end-to-end game flows, and that helps us understand how to put it together. So I think the data model really was the primary thing on the back end, really, that was the hardest thing to get right. But once we got that right, everything else was then pretty easy.
Yeah, I think definitely, even though it looks like a relatively easy project, we have to say that like this was a nice contribution, I would say, to our portfolio as well, because we thought and learned about so many different stuff. For me, one of the biggest learning points was, for example, how much we should appreciate Finch.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Actually, so actually, you're right. That's the other bit, the evaluation piece on the back end. I think that was another big learning, right? That was and learning from a good perspective. So learning on, for example, how magical Agent Core run times are and how quick they are. I still don't know how they do it compared to how quick you can do it with a container. But yeah, all in all, Sally, it's been great. So folks, we're just wrapping up now. We are going to be back next week, aren't we, Sally?
Yes, of course. We're here next week on
the usual Tuesday and Thursday, probably.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Tuesday. So actually, I won't. Next Thursday, I'm going to be at Monkey Gras. So I will not be around. Monkey Gras is an event in London. It's really cool. Run by the Red Monk folks. So Tuesday and another day next week, we'll figure out. But
we can do either. Like, we will decide and let you know. And
watch out on LinkedIn for notifications.
I will be that guy. Follow us on LinkedIn. Follow us on like Blue Sky X, wherever you are. Subscribe to the channel so you can get the notifications as well, so you don't miss anything. Okay, we are here for you. We are building this. Like, when we started off, we had one goal to build something. Now, like, every time that I talk to Rick, I'm like, we have to do more. I love what we do so much. It's like, it's not just nice, but it's also very valuable that sometimes we don't know an answer. We sit down and learn, and we're like, okay, why don't we do it this way? And we are just scratching the surface.
So maybe if you've got your own ideas of what we should be doing next, let us know.
Yeah.
We will definitely take all comments and feedback on board. So until Tuesday, Sally, all the best, and everyone, we'll see you then.
Take care, everyone. Bye.